Officials with one historic Eastern Kentucky battleground are trying to find out who is responsible for a recent break-in and theft. WYMT's Dakota Makris tells us how the incident could impact the Perry County Group's operations going forward.
Bought one pane, I need two, looks like.
Those with the Battle of Leatherwood are picking up the pieces of glass after a recent break-in.
March the 4th, we were in here discussing bids for a chimney with the man, and everything was there at the time.
Board Chairman and President Kerry Crutcher says he believes it happened after March 4th, saying whoever broke in stole toy soldiers and cannons, along with Native American jewelry one man made and had on consignment.
We have a place here, it gives the local folks an outlet to sell things. And, you know, there's a lot of people that's very talented, that work at a high level, but don't have a place they can sell.
We are told the stolen items amount to a couple $1,000s. While that may not sound like a lot to some, Crutcher says that is 40% of their annual operating budget.
Something like this is kind of, well, it's unprecedented for one thing. We've never had a problem, you know, before, but it is devastating.
Working on plans to make their buildings more secure to prevent future break-ins, looking to expand their camera systems.
Try to do this stuff, it's for the community. You know, it's a lot of people putting a lot of hard work in, and somebody comes along like this and, you know, cleans out everything.
But hoping to continue their mission of preserving history. In Perry County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, they have big reenactments there each year at the Battle of Leatherwood site. Home Lumber Company donated new glass to help offset some of those costs. Battleground leaders tell us they plan to file a report with the Perry County Sheriff's Office. Kentucky lawmakers have taken another step toward banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The bill won Senate passage Wednesday, with lawmakers casting an eye toward a looming U.S. Supreme Court decision on abortion rights. The bill is modeled after a Mississippi law under review by the nation's high court in a case that could dramatically limit abortion rights. The Kentucky measure advances next to the House. Senator Max Wise says with preemptive action, Kentucky's stricter ban would immediately be enforceable if the Mississippi law were to be upheld. A bill to legalize medical marijuana is back up for debate in Frankfort. House lawmakers just wrapped up a vote in the past hour, and they did approve the legislation to legalize medical marijuana. It would set up a number of licenses between growers, pharmacists, and others to set strict rules for how it can be used. 37 states have medical cannabis, and the sponsor says they looked at all of them and made a law that chooses the best from all. The bill still has to pass the Senate and be signed into law by the governor.
A nice day out there today as we've seen warm temperatures, a few clouds in some spots, but hasn't hurt those temperatures much at all, and it's been an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. Outside right now, you see the sunshine as afternoon turns to evening here as we've crossed the 6 o'clock hour. I-75 at London. Sky's looking a little darker thanks to the contrast from that very white truck right there, but you see, and we've got a cloud over the sun at the moment. Mountain Parkway at Slade bathed in sunshine right now. Just a few fair weather clouds this afternoon. That's helped boost those temperatures up big time. We're in the low 70s in many spots. Warm spots, Irvin and Williamsburg at 73 right now. Feeling fantastic. Low 70s around us. If you're not in the low 70s, you're likely in the upper 60s. A few lower 60s out there, but Pine Mountain ticking up a degree to 63 there. Wise, though, it's 61, a little bit cooler. Higher elevations, there's our usual cool spot, plus a few clouds working through the region. All is quiet around our neck of the woods, but we've got another system headed our way as we head into tomorrow. So go ahead and get that WYMT weather app. Keep it handy over the next couple of days, because not only do you get the latest forecast from us with that WYMT weather app, you'll also get the latest radar imagery in the palm of your hand as well. And of course, if a warning ever comes out for your area, it sends you a push right to the palm of your hand, though we are clear heading into tonight down into the 40s. I'll have the latest on much nicer conditions coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Soon, people in Lexington will start seeing license plate cameras around town. The city is joining a pilot program to study the effect of those cameras on crime across the country. Police say several communities in western Kentucky already use the cameras, but they are even more common in parts of Indiana.
And we are constantly looking for ways to kind of find these force multipliers that help us, solve more crimes, retrieve more information without burdening the taxpayers with, paying for more officers. Budgets are tight all over the place, and it's harder to find people now. So these flock cameras seem to be a great way to kind of, track suspects and hopefully get more leads without having to have more kind of boots on the ground, so to speak.
Tonight, investigative reporter Garrett Weimer takes us to a suburb of Indianapolis to see how law enforcement agencies are using these cameras and what it could mean here in Kentucky. We'll have that coming up for you tonight after the games. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office is investigating what is now believed to be a murder after a body was found. Sheriff Doug Saylor says they received a report of a body being found on Old Ratliff Road. Authorities say it was confirmed to be a missing person from Floyd County. Paul Sester was reported missing in January. His body was taken to Frankfort for an autopsy, where it was determined today that he died of unnatural causes. The Bell County Sheriff's Department is investigating a crash that killed 2 people in the Little Clear Creek community Thursday morning. The Sheriff's Department says a pickup truck ran off the road and flipped over in a ditch. The impact of the crash ejected both people inside. The passenger, Caleb Bayless, was pronounced dead at the scene by the Bell County Deputy Coroner. The driver, a former Bell County football player, Colby Frazier, was taken to Pineville Community Health Center, where he died shortly after. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. An Eastern Kentucky man is in jail after police say he left the scene of an incident and later attacked deputies. Bell County Sheriff's deputies tell us James Rice was pulled over on Highway 66 because of an expired registration. Deputies said after finding a syringe and suspected meth, Rice left the scene and jumped into a creek before going inside a nearby home and out the back door when he was seen putting a baggie in his mouth. Police said when he refused to get on the ground, they tried tasing him, which didn't work. We were told deputies had to use physical force to get Rice on the ground. He then punched the deputies and disarmed one of the tasers before trying to use it on them. Rice was taken to the Bell County Detention Center. The city of Pikeville is making progress on a beautification project in the downtown area. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from city officials about the project, its progress, and what the city hopes will come of its new streetscape.
In the city of Pikeville, one street is getting a makeover.
The idea behind this project started probably 3 years ago. It's part of what we call a streetscape project that has multiple phases.
One of many phases of the streetscape project is a makeover of 2nd Street from the Division Street intersection to the Caroline Avenue intersection. And crews are working as fast as they can to finish before Hillbilly Days in late April.
They've been very diligent, they've worked fast, and they're just trying to avoid any weather concerns. I'd estimate that right now we're probably at least 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
But the goal is not only to make the street more attractive.
One of the big things, the big goals for this is to increase pedestrian traffic at all times and all times of the day. These businesses, that's what they thrive on, is foot traffic.
But to build up small businesses and increase traffic in Pikeville's Creative Arts District.
We think that this will give the public a better opportunity to get out and support different artistic programs and hopefully support other working artists in the area.
And city officials and construction crews are thanking folks for their patience.
Everybody's been very patient, and they understand that this is just another way that the city commission, mayor, just progressing Pikeville forward. And, as always, we're appreciative of that patience.
Paving the way for a more radiant downtown. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Sloan said if crews do not face setbacks or bad weather, he estimates that the street will be open around April 15th. We are just about an hour away from tip-off as Kentucky begins its path to a 9th national championship. Amber Philpott and Brian Milam, 2 WYMT alums, join us now live from Indianapolis with our Big Blue coverage. Good evening.
Good evening. We do have a couple of alums up here in Indianapolis as we get ready for the Cats and the St. Peter's Peacocks.
That's what we are now, alums here. All right, what happens when the Cats are literally playing in an easy driving distance from Kentucky, right? Then they join up with all of the locals here in this area that bleed blue, and it turns into what we have seen all afternoon here at the field house, literally just a sea of blue. Folks here not really worried about this matchup, of course, a 2 and a 15, but as I always say, it is March Madness, so we should never overlook a 15.
You should never overlook anybody,
right,
because it's one and done from here on out. We've seen an upset already today. Who knows, maybe some other upsets could come along the way. Let's talk about John Calipari and his team. He has had a heck of a run at Kentucky. 4 Final Fours, 2 championship games, a national title, but the Cats have not been to the Final Four since 2015. Is this the year UK gets its rightful place back in the Final Four? Most think so. Like 2012, this team has a blended experience. They've got the youth, they've got the older guys, they've got the rugged post players, excellent shooters. They have all been different, but with one major attribute.
Historically have had teams that, you know, you can either play to win or play not to lose, and I've had teams that have played to win. Different team, one year was 5 freshmen, got to the final game. This year it's a veteran team. Let's see how they perform. I think they're ready, but you don't know. You walk into the game, they'll all say, "How you feel, coach?" And I go, "Does it really matter? It doesn't matter how I feel. It's how they feel."
Yeah, nobody cares how the coach feels as long as he coaches well. Everybody cares about the kids and how they feel as long as they play well, right?
Absolutely, right? Well, you know, when you say 2015 has been the last time, and then you throw in what we've been through the pandemic.
That's right.
They're hungry. The fans are hungry. They really want to see a good run in this tournament. And Indy is a place that fans know well. They've been to before, and certainly they are showing up here in Indianapolis, hoping to see the Cats make a good run, hopefully, to title number 9. If there is one thing we know, Wildcat fans love to travel, and the Big Blue Nation has arrived in Indy. Mixed in among all the teams here, there is quite a bit of blue on the streets and milling about Gamebridge Fieldhouse ahead of tonight's game. We found many fans like Mitchell King of Berea donning a little St. Patrick's Day green for their Cats instead of the traditional blue.
We're so ready. We're ready to watch the Cats win another national championship. The drive for 9 is on. Go Cats.
About a block over from the Fieldhouse, Goodwood Brewing has the right colors outside. This Kentucky-based brewery has a location right in the heart of downtown Indy, and they too are ready for Big Blue fans.
Kentucky fans are as passionate about their basketball than anybody I know. You know, it's great for us, it's great for the city, and it's great for getting back to normal.
And that's the sentiment we've heard from a lot of people. It just feels good to be back cheering on the Cats and what they hope will be a tournament run that ends with number 9.
St. Patrick's Day, Kentucky basketball, 3 hours away from home. The first time since 2018 that we've been out with the Cats, so we couldn't be more excited.
Well, the last title, 2012. It's 10 years later. Might as well do it again, right?
Want to do another run?
Sounds
I think
good.
that would
it would be back in New Orleans again.
I know. You know, I've been all over in and around downtown Indy today, talked to a lot of folks, and I think the one thing, you know, our fan base, they bleed blue for Kentucky, but they're also just really excited to be here just in general, and so it means so much more this year.
Yeah, no tournament in 2020. Last year, UK goes 9-16, no shot at anything really, and so now everybody's ready to go. The gas tank is full. No matter what you're paying for it, it's full, and they have made their way to Indianapolis.
And it starts tonight.
You got it.
That is the story for us here in Indy. Back to you.
All right, Amber and Brian, thank you very much. Again, you can watch the game tonight. Coverage starts at 7 on WYMT, and we'll have a wrap-up tonight after the games around midnight or so. We'll be right back.
WYMT